Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Hello, dears. How are you doing? I hope you are all doing well. We're going to go through this show very, very quickly because I don't feel like it. I'm just going to make it very plain and very simple. Look, Drew McIntyre vowed to expose Jacob Fatu, and he did not. Basically, he regurgitated what we already knew. Jacob was in prison. He claims that Jacob isn't reformed. He's still a criminal. Yada 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 bullshit. Okay. Later on in the night, well, during this, he watched Jacob. Jacob watched Drew talk all this bullshit, and he basically was like, he gonna see when we had an unsanctioned match how ruthless I could be, right? So then that's when we saw Solo, which I was like,
I tried it.
Don't pay attention to him. He playing the game on 2K. Anyway, he Solo walked up with his MFTs and basically was like, somebody knocked your teeth out right here in this very place. You're not the only person that's from the Bay Area, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, you know what? I think somebody else gonna knock your teeth out again. What you say, Tama? So Tama stepped up because of course he wasn't gonna make Solo look dumb in front of his friends. So so of course Jacob was like, at 2? What the hell? Who is that? The house phone is ringing. Who is it?
Patrice. I'm like, take sleep anyway. Oh, come on.
Don't try to make fun of me. I got a house phone. Anyway.
Y'all wanting Kevin?
Anyways, it says, he said, basically what he said was, at 2, Tama, and Tama was like, you know what it is? And he was like, all right, bet. So the match was made. It was Jacob Fatu versus Tama Tonga. Jacob beat Tama, but Drew came out there on the attack. It's a pretty brutal attack. He put Jacob in handcuffs, had him handcuffed to the ring post, was beating the hell out of him. Jacob tried to fight back multiple times, and ultimately Drew beat the hell out of him. Now, I don't think Drew gonna win this unsanctioned match at Mania. It really doesn't matter. But it is what it is. I'm not even go front. They was out there scrapping like some rabid dogs. But every time, only problem I have with Drew McIntyre is his inability to take any accountability for his own actions. Most of the things that has happened to him have happened because he could not keep himself out of the business. He had to make sure that he steered the course of the ship instead of allowing the ship to take its natural course. And whoever won is whoever won. He decided to get all up in people's business. That is the reason why he is not champion now and why he's having to deal with Jacob in an unsanctioned match. Either way, Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu are going to be fighting at WrestleMania. They got one more night, one more Friday night SmackDown to get it all out until they go into that unsanctioned match. The unsanctioned match is going to be the second match that we see on the card for Saturday night, because the first match that we see on the card for Saturday night is the 6-man tag team match with Logan Paul and the Vision versus the Usos and LA Knight. Okay. Now, let's move on. I'm not going to be in order. Now, today, we saw Rhea Ripley kick off the show today. She came out there. She was mad, obviously, because her homegirl got her ass whipped. And I use that term correctly because she did get her ass whipped with a kendo stick last Monday while Jay was out there dressed like Santa Claus mistress with Prince's boots on. Now, today, Rhea Ripley finally did something smart. She finally used her brain, okay? Rhea Ripley called out, she called out Jay, but Jay didn't come out there. It was Io who came out there, and Io was like, I want to get my lick back. I know you mad, but let me do this. And Rhea was like, girl, do you really want to do this because you are hurt? You're not 100%. Are you sure? She was like, I'm sure, and I'll make sure. You know what I'm saying? She was like, okay, cool. So they went on ahead and did it. Match was made as the main event. Nick Aldis made the match the main event. The match comes up, but before all that happens, Rhea Ripley took care of both Michin and B-Fab. I was like, finally, bitch. Like, what was you going to be doing this whole time? Just standing there waiting for the hoes to attack you? Girl, you should have been taking them bitches out. As soon as you found out they aligned themselves with Jade, you should have been targeting them because those are the weakest spots with her. Every single time. Oh, I teach you bitches everything. Anyways. So, Rhea Ripley decided to hang in the back because Io told her to, while Jade Cargill and Io actually had a really good match. It was really, really good. And like I've noticed that when Jade Cargill goes up against somebody that's really good, that's like superiorly better than her in the ring, that she tends to rise to the occasion. Some of her best work has been with Jordynne Grace, and this match she had with Io was actually pretty good. A lot of people don't give Jade Cargill a lot of credit, but she does make a valid point. Like, she was on the Joe Budden podcast, and she was talking about how, and she said it on another podcast prior, but she was like, I know how to grapple. I know how to wrestle. Like, I train with Daniel Bryan. I know what to do. The people don't react or respond to that. She like, I can do all of your traditional ground and pound style wrestling, but that's not what people want from me. They want the power slams. They want the pizzazz. They want the style. And that's what I do. And she makes a valid point. Y'all are not going to watch her grapple in the ring because you don't care to watch that. That's not something you look to Jade Cargill for. Okay? So she makes a valid point, is all I'm trying to say. But anyways, after the match was over with Io, Jade Cargill did beat Io Sky, and it was a fair match. It was clean. Jade Cargill won. She tried to attack Io with the chair, but that's when Rhea came in the ring, and Jade Cargill slowly but surely backed off. So wow, you didn't have to announce your name. I can read your name, babe. Aaron Teagle. Hi, how are you? You're very excited. I love it. I love the excitement. I love the enthusiasm. You're hype. She slowly backed off, left Io and Rhea in the ring, and put the chair down and walked herself out of there. Okay. Now,
you make me do the damn dribble animation. I'm trying to jab set.
I wish. Anyways, so we love that for them. That was a good time. It was great. Now, Trick Williams ran back into Carmelo Hayes in the trainer's room. Carmelo Hayes still has some knee issues. It seems like his knee is still a little bit on the tweaky side. But, of course, Trick Williams and his natural birth head friend Lil Yachty was in there basically taunting, Carmelo, but Carmelo shut that shit down real quick. Carmelo was like, look, he was like, I thought you was going, well, Trick Williams came in there and basically was like, I thought you was gonna beat Sammy. So I was hoping it would be me and you at WrestleMania. And he was like, no, you didn't. Because if that was the case, you wouldn't have got involved in the first place when Sammy was going up against me and with the original match. And he said, I owe you a receipt for that, but don't worry about it. It's coming. I don't want to hear that shit. I'm going to rehab my knee and I'm going to get on out of here. So they had a little banter back and forth, and Trick Williams was trying to make it seem like, look, we got our issues. We've had our issues, but I still got love for you. I still got respect for you. And Carmelo, like, I ain't trying to hear that shit. You tried to take away, and you did take away my opportunity at going to WrestleMania, and you had already got one. You was already guaranteed one, but it's cool. I got you, though. And basically, he walked away, and that was that. Now, of course, Matt Cardona is standing there, and they like, what the fuck is your problem? And Matt's like, I'm sick of you motherfuckers and these outsiders coming into this company or coming into wrestling trying to act like they know what to do and what they supposed to be doing. I'm tired of that shit. And then Trick was like, well, shit. If you already didn't leave then, nigga, what's up? He was like, nigga, okay. Let me go talk to Nick and I can make sure that we all can leap together. Okay, so they had a match. Now, before that match, Samuel was back there cutting promos. Okay, Samuel came out there. He got to talking. They was booing him, and Samuel ain't give a shit because Trick Williams came out there, music playing, everybody hyped, Lil Yachty out there behind him, looking like his little tight ass cousin. And then Trick Williams got to talking shit. Samuel was like, look, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say about me. You can talk shit about me. You can call me a gingerbread man. You can call me ginger ale, whatever you want to call me. But he said at the end of the day, you are the one who has to rise to the occasion with me. I am the WrestleMania main eventer, not you. And he was like, when you get in the ring with me, you will find out why I'm in the position that I'm in. It don't have nothing to do with catchphrases, with me being popular or people loving my music. It has everything to do with what I can do in this ring. And you are either going to have to put up or shut up. And I was like, you know what, Samuel, you got a point. You got a point. Now, those of us who know what Trick Williams is capable of, we know that he can rise to the occasion when given the opportunity. But this ain't Stand and Deliver, and this ain't NXT. WrestleMania and WWE main event stuff is a totally different league. And while Trick Williams has been able to be successful in certain areas, this is different. It's a different type of pressure. It's a different type of game. It's just like playing basketball in the NBA. Every week or every other week, y'all playing games, and every now and then y'all winning games, and it's nice, it's fun. But when the playoffs hit, that pressure is different. It's different. Which is why a lot of players and teams collapse when it comes to the playoffs. And that's the same thing that can happen to Trick Williams if he is not careful. Overconfidence can often always be your downfall. And he has yet to be served any type of justice for his behavior. I'm not saying Trick Williams hasn't earned the right to be a top guy. What I'm saying is he needs to earn the right to be a champion. That's what I'm saying. Now, everybody not going to agree with me. I really don't give a shit. I'm just saying what I'm saying. You feel me? Cool. I love that for you. What if you're not subscribed? Then you're not subscribed, dude. Thank you. I appreciate that. I guess. Yachty was petty for wearing that gingerbread man t-shirt. I don't know why he wearing it. He sounds just like a gingerbread man. Y'all remember watching Shrek? Do you know the Muffin Man? That's what he sounds like every time he starts talking. dude. You cool?
Sorry.
Trick had a match with Matt Cardona after this. Sammy decided to sit ringside. Trick Williams beat Matt Cardona, but this was after Lil Yachty suffered a haluva kick via Sami Zayn. Okay. Now, me personally, I love that for me. I posted it on my Instagram. I had to run it back one good time because it was definitely good TV. Oh, it was chef's kiss. I loved it. Now, this also could lead to a receipt being had by Lil Yachty, but I'm hoping that that receipt happens next week on SmackDown rather than having to watch Lil Yachty interfere in the match at WrestleMania. I don't want to see that. Now, let's move on. I'm going to say this. Giving Pat McAfee the microphone for more than 5 minutes is absolutely egregious work. That man literally rambled for 10 minutes straight. I counted, okay? 10 minutes he was rambling. It was unnecessary, okay? Now, he's talking about how he's going to save the business and blah, 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 and how Cody's fake and all this other bullshit. And it's just, it's irritating. There is no rhyme or reason to it. But from what I understand, Pat McAfee also is highly protected from the higher ups because when Cody showed up to work today, Nicholas made it very clear that Cody was not to put his hands on Pat McAfee or he would suffer heavy ramifications. However, Pat McAfee would have carte blanche to pretty much touch and do whatever he wanted. This led to a divide and conquer plan. Pat McAfee was in the ring while Randy Orton was in the back lurking and waiting. Now, while Cody was up front, Jelly Roll basically went to Nick and was like, have you seen Randy? You know, I need to talk to him. I need to talk to Pat, da 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 da. This didn't go well because obviously he hadn't seen him, but he talked to Cody and he told Cody that he needed to hyper focus on Randy Orton. Don't worry about Pat. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about anybody because this is 20 years and this is bigger than just Pat McAfee. This is about you and you making sure that whatever this is that's going on with Pat and Randy doesn't eke its way into the system because if it does, we're doomed. You got more to worry about than just beating Randy Orton. You are the one who has to finish the legacy. This isn't just your story anymore. It's all of our story. I was like, okay, Pastor Jelly Roll. Sure. So, as Pat McAfee arrived, Jelly Roll walks up on him and basically asked him if he's the one who asked Randy to RKO him like that. Jelly Roll was like, no, I would never do that. But you shouldn't have been out there, man. You shouldn't have been in the middle of that. It has nothing to do with you. And I was like, my sentiments exactly when it comes to you, bitch. I think you'd still be sitting in a dentist chair or something, getting them chompers taken care of. Now, Pat McAfee decided to take his ass out to the ring and go after CM Punk, calling him CM Funk and said the man was out of shape and flabby. And I was like, to further my point, I want y'all to see what I've seen, okay? Because I can't make it up, okay? I can't make it up. You can't convince me. They the same man. Like, so weird. Hold tight. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. So I'm supposed to be now. Pat McAfee's not in terrible shape, right? He's not in horrible shape, but like I'm trying to understand how you are in better shape or have the audacity to be able to sit and talk about CM Punk being flabby and you just as flabby. I distinctly remember you wrestling fucking like, are we serious right now? Are you serious? Hold on. Let me make sure we get it right. Now Phil may have been lacking for like a couple of days, you know what I'm saying? He may have been off his food just a little bit, you know? But Phil's not bad. Okay, he not like Phil's a good looking back. Look at that. This or come on, like you can't be serious. Wait, what are we talking about? Phillips Flavy. Okay, all right then. Have at it. Have at it. Whatever makes you happy. So he called him all types of names, was talking, taking him out, and saying he's this and that, blah blah blah. Right? Well, Cody came out there, and then Cody cut that man to the white meat. He basically said, "You need to go back to wherever you came from, or go back to whoever called your ass to get here, and tell him thanks, Daddy. You get your little belt, you get your shit, and then you go home." And I was like, Cody getting filthy out here in these streets. He told Pat McAfee that you want to play at wrestling. He was like, you don't know anything about anything. You just rattling shit off at the mouth. You don't know nothing. You just using terms that you don't understand. You doing shit that you don't know nothing about. It's tiring and it's late and it's stupid. Well, he ain't like that. He basically then Pat McAfee basically told Cody that he was, shoved up so far up of Paul Levesque's ass that he don't he just a corporate stooge. And Cody didn't like that, so they all started to fight. Well, at least he came back to the ring to look like he was gonna fight. Now Nicholas was calling him, telling him like, "Hey, Cody, you can't do that." But then all of a sudden we see Randy on the Titantron. Randy says, "Cody, you worried about the wrong thing. Now your homeboy out here getting beat up. What you gonna do about it?" He was like, "Look like you better come back here and save him. Matter of fact, hold on. I'll bring him out here to you." So he drags Jelly Roll out there. Cody goes to save him. Look like Pat was going to either kick him or hit him, but he turned around and that gave Randy the opening to attack. And they basically beat the hell out of Cody again. Cody was getting beat up. Jelly Roll was, trying to help, but he was of no help. And it just was a nasty back and forth that has been happening for the last couple of weeks. Cody's been getting his ass kicked by Randy ever since Randy put his head in between that damn steel steps and then concertoed his ass. He ain't had no get back yet. Yet not one piece of get back has he had. So we stuck. But I don't think he's gonna get that 15 at WrestleMania. If he does, I'll be shocked. Now, what else? Royce Keys debuted today. Now they was in the Bay Area, so Royce Keys is from the Bay. There's a lot of wrestlers from the Bay in WWE. You got a lot. All the Samoans are from that side, besides, Roman and the Usos, they from Florida. And then, but they, they rep San Francisco because they yeah, So Bailey's from the Bay Area, Jacob's from the Bay Area. You got so many people in the E from that area, but Royce Keys was able to debut today against Humberto Carrillo. And it was a very good match. Royce wrestled like a true powerhouse wrestler should, and he looked good while doing it. he's the type of powerhouse wrestler I actually like watching because it's not difficult for him to sell a move or to look like he could possibly lose. He actually does very, very well against most opponents. But he did an exceptional job in this ring, and I was glad that he was able to get his first match in his hometown. But not only that, he was able to have his first win there, and that's a big thing. That means that WWE has a lot of faith in Royce Keys and where he could possibly be going. So this is going to be an interesting time for him. But congratulations to you, Royce Keys, formerly known as Powerhouse Hobbs. I do love Powerhouse Hobbs. I like the name Powerhouse Hobbs. But Royce Keys is just as good. So I hope it works out well for you. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do. Although I do think that we're going to be seeing a lot of Royce Keys in a very different capacity soon. Anywho, these. What else? What else did we do? We had a couple things happening on the show. Danhausen had his debut match today against Kit Wilson. Not gonna lie, Danhausen did pretty damn good. It was funny, it was interesting, and Kit Wilson did great against Danhausen. Danhausen has amazing chemistry in and out of the ring. So he did exceptionally well today in his match. He cursed Kit Wilson, which caused the pyrotechnics to go off in the turnbuckle corner. That caused him to fall off the corner onto the ring, and Danhausen was able to pick up the win. It was a pretty awesome moment when it comes to Danhausen and how he was able to come into the E and really take over the way he has. Now, we also saw, like I said, we saw Jacob Fatu and we saw Danhausen and Kit Wilson. What else did we see today? Is that it? I feel like I'm missing something.
Rhea beating up everybody.
Yeah, I talked about that. Kayla, did I miss a match? Did I miss one, babe? Because you usually catch me when I miss something. What I missed? I have to ask Kayla. Because Kayla be on it. She be having all of it. Hold tight, y'all. I did miss one. Thank you, Kayla. Love you. Anyways, Bailey and Alexa Bliss. Okay. Bailey and Alexa Bliss, it was Bailey's hometown. They don't never let Bailey win in her hometown. I don't care if Bailey is a heel or a face. Every time they come to the Bay Area and they're in San Jose, California, Bailey loses. They don't never give that woman the W. Never. Anyways, Bailey and Alexa had a solid match tonight as well. However, Alexa was able to get the drop on Bailey after a few interactions from Charlotte and even Lyra Valkyria. But ultimately, the match ended up going to Alexa Bliss. Now, look. Overall, the show was okay. I could have done without the 10-minute conversation with Pat McAfee because it served no purpose. Pat McAfee could have just came out there and insulted Cody and focused on Cody. Instead, he had to go into these long diatribes going back at CM Punk, which took him almost 6 minutes to get out the shit he wanted to say at CM Punk. And then he finally got to Cody and barely was able to say anything of worth to Cody that meant anything. It just goes to show that not everybody should have a microphone and be able to go off the cuff. And a lot of times you got to reel people back in. Like, I don't know if Pat had an earpiece on or not. With him being out there for 10 minutes, he definitely should have, because he just was doing too much. He was doing too much. He was going too far. And I just was not feeling it. I was not feeling it at all. I really, really wish that they would not have inserted Pat McAfee in this manner in the match. Now, after the match was over, if Pat McAfee had got inserted in here, then I'll be like, okay, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they doing with this? But to move him into this space where it was not necessary and Cody was already set and Randy had already been lit up by Cody himself, it just was unnecessary. It just was unnecessary. It took him forever to just say what he needed to say, and I just was so tired of seeing him at that point. Now, I will say that Cody was not gentle. Cody went at his neck as hard as he could. If anybody's a mark, it's definitely Pat McAfee. But Cody went at his neck hardcore. Now they say, oh, it's gonna be surprise at WrestleMania when it comes to this matchup. I'm not looking forward to that. I don't care. I'm being honest with you. I just don't care enough to look forward to that. And I'm not gonna. So there you have it. That was the show. We had 2 women's matches on the card tonight, and the rest of them we had 2 debuts. Danhausen's debut, Royce Keys' debut, and it looks like Royce Keys is going to be on the SmackDown roster. Royce Keys was approached by Solo, and Solo told him if he runs SmackDown, so if he needed anything to come to him, but I don't know about that. For you to be running something, you sure ain't got a lot going. You know what I'm saying? He said, me too, Pat, but it was boring. You Kayla's stupid. Oh, I love that. That's one of my favorite quotes for the Boondocks. Anyways, let me tell y'all a little bit. We're going to do a little news maintenance. So WWE has set their European Summer Tour for 2026. And for 1, 2, 3, two SmackDowns and 3 Raws. They will be overseas in Europe. It looks like this is going to be the whole month of May. Well, it'll be the end of May and majority of June. They will be overseas in Europe for almost a year, from the 28th of May to the 22nd of June. That tour will end in London and start in Liverpool. So they're going to be doing the UK tour, and it's going to be interesting because this is going to be well after WrestleMania, and that's going to be the first start of their UK tour. Don't think Drew McIntyre is going to be on that tour because he's going to be leaving soon to go shoot Highlander. But yeah, we shall see, ladies and gentlemen. What is this? I had this over here. Clash in Italy is on May 31st. It's on a Sunday. So, yeah. Now, if you don't watch NXT, you should. Hello, mother. Hello, father. NXT has NXT Revenge. It's one of their TV specials that they'll be putting on for the CW this year. And you've got Jada Parker versus Kaylani Jordan. There is Lola versus JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship. There's Joe Hendry. He's having his concert again. And you have Ethan Page facing off against Tony D'Angelo. Now, there's one more thing. Jackie, one more thing that we must go over, ladies and gentlemen. Saturday Night Main Event is in Fort Wayne, Indiana on Saturday, May 23rd. The tickets go on sale Friday, March 20th. That is next month. Is a whole ass month from now. But next weekend, everybody's going to be talking about Mania. On Saturday, you have the WWE Undisputed Championship being contested by none other than the Viper, Randy Orton. You have the unsanctioned match, which is going to be in the first hour of ESPN for the WrestleMania show. It will be showing on ESPN2 along with not this match, not that match. Where is the 6-man tag team match? Where is it? I must find it. I have to find it. Oh, this books. Damn it. Now I gotta go get the damn graphic. This is stupid. Chat. Hey, chatting. Hold on. Hold on. Da, dun. Dun, dun. Dun. There it is. I couldn't find it nowhere. Jesus. All right. So actually, on the first hour of WrestleMania on night one, you'll have the unsanctioned match, which comes after this match. It is the 6-man tag team match. The Usos and LA Knight versus the Vision and I Show Speed. And then you will get the unsanctioned match, the Fatal 4-Way, which this match is still up in the air from what I understand. It looks like if Nikki Bella is injured and cannot go by next week, then they will be replaced with the Kabuki Warriors. And that way the match with Liv Morgan, well, the match with Io and Asuka more than likely won't happen on the second night of WrestleMania because Asuka's going to be working this match. However, we haven't been told if Nikki Bella is cleared or not, so we just have to wait and see what's going to happen. Liv Morgan is facing off against Stephanie Becker for the Women's World Championship. And the very last match that we are going to talk about is AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah, okay. Side note, I wish I had time or money to plan a WrestleMania watch party besides watching it with my dad, because I saw your SummerSlam watch party. Did I have a SummerSlam watch party? Oh, with Alexis and Rico on your IG, and I got inspired, but I don't know how. Okay, so a watch party literally is just you and your friends with a bunch of food and y'all watching wrestling. That's it. That's all. No, it's nothing crazy, nothing serious. You don't have to overthink it. It's fun. Then you have night 2. This is going to be your last match of the night. CM Punk and Roman Reigns are going to be battling out for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill are going to be battling out for the WWE Women's Championship. And then you have Demon Balor facing off against Dominic Mysterio. And we have the first match of the night for WrestleMania Night 2. It's going to be Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. And then we have the ladder match. It's actually a 6-pack challenge now with Rey Mysterio being added to the mix. He will face off against Rusev, Javon Evans, Penta, Dragon Lee, and JD McDonough. And then we have the final match that's booked for this card, which is Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn for the U.S. Championship. Dun, dun, dun. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what we have to look forward to next week. You want to do a really big party, or you're going to have to invite a lot of people, babes. So next week, we're going to do all the predictions. We already did predictions over on the podcast, which is currently up. You can go over there and listen to us talk about it. And I promise next week, we're going to talk all about it on Freestyle Wednesday. I'll save all of the predictions and stuff for Freestyle Wednesday. And we might do another predictions on Friday, just after we see and hear everything. Next Friday on Smackdown, all superstars are scheduled to be there. So they're probably going to do one last blowout. And like Aaron Teague said, and Teagle said in the comments, the Andre the Giant match is probably going to happen next Saturday as well. So we'll have to wait and see. There are some updates on some things. Bianca Belair was talking today, and she was seen on social media, and she said that all her fans and everybody that's been waiting for her to just sit back, relax, but just keep your eye out because she'll be back soon, she promises. So it looks like Bianca might be on her way to recovery and returning to the E very soon. Okay? Yeah, it is the first match on Sunday. I think it's because Brock Lesnar don't like waiting, and he does prefer to set the tone. Like, he's done it before multiple times, so I'm not surprised. But anywhoosies, there's no title involved, so he doesn't care about being a main event match. But that match I'm actually looking forward to. with that being said, I will see you guys next time. Now, Wednesday, we're going to talk about WrestleMania and everything in between, predictions. We're going to talk about the matches and all of that. Earlier this week, more than likely next week on Monday or Tuesday, you guys will get a storyline recap. I'm going to recap all of the storylines leading into WrestleMania so you can have a clear idea as to what is going on in these feuds and matches. Okay, I'm going to do my best to give you guys a good storyline recap. And then we're going to be going into WrestleMania. WrestleMania is Saturday and Sunday of next week. For those of you who will be there, congratulations. I hope you have a good time. But for those of us who are going to be sitting our asses at home just waiting for the show to start, we're going to have a good time, good eats, and we're going to enjoy ourselves. I'm making homemade Chipotle next week for WrestleMania because that's what the fan wanted. And then Saturday, we're going to do appetizers. We're going to have buffalo chicken dip. We're going to have spinach dip. We're going to have, a nice little taco bean dip. We're going to have a bunch of shit, okay? Bunch of little dippers. We're going to have a bunch of veggies to snack on, all kind of stuff. It's going to be a good time. I'll try to film it and put it up for a Wrestle Eats, but y'all know how it is. I'll make sure you guys rate, comment, and subscribe because it's only fair. All right? I'm putting out quality content. The least you can do is subscribe, bitch. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.